I think for the sake of this video and the start of this new journey, it's important that when it comes to documenting this and sharing this journey together with you all, we need to answer a question. And that question is, why Sweden? What does a free man do with his freedom? This phrase was told to me by a good friend of mine, and little did they know the impact it would have on me. Those words echo in the halls of my mind, and every time I think of dreams that I want to pursue or choices I want to make but I'm scared, I hear those words. It's an interesting format, recording a video this way, instead of my typical just being a floating head recording music on the other channel. But I like this. I feel like it's more intimate, and it steps you into my world right now, currently in my little apartment, my little gnome hanging up there. But I'm excited for this. And please bear with me. I haven't really recorded a video quite like this. I'm sure I'll grow, though, as we go in this journey. I'm trying to be creative with the filming process, and I want to be real with you all, and I don't want to be shy about the feelings and the thought process that goes into this. I have always believed in magic, a force that surrounds us and dances with us, watches over us as we sleep, a force that carries our dreams away to faraway lands and realms. And I think if we all look back, we can see a little bit of magic in our lives. I think about even this journey, the meeting of certain people that have changed my life simply by starting a YouTube channel 3 years ago. Had no idea what path would open up before me by that simple act. And I think there was magic in that. Welcome back to The Wolf and the Melody. My name's Tommy. Welcome back to The Wolf and the Melody. My name's Tommy. Welcome back to The Wolf and the Melody. My name's Tommy. Welcome back to The Wolf and the Melody. My name's Tommy. Welcome back to The Wolf and the Melody. My name's Tommy. During these past few years of looking at relocating and taking in all the information, I had great help from one of my closest friends who lives outside of Stockholm. But I was reflecting on the clues and the path of life that has led me to this place. And on top of that, I've also gotten a lot of comments on why Sweden. Number one, I think, is nature. I feel such a pull to nature. I feel such a sense of peace when it comes to the forest, the trees, the hills, the mountains. I love it. And as a kid growing up in a little farmhouse nestled on the edge of a forest in Maryland, I felt its beckoning call at such a young age. The shapes of the trees, the colors, just all the little creatures that inhabit the wooded domain. Maybe the magic started there. Because growing up in that way, it carried my mind, it carried my imagination. And then on top of that, I discovered books on Europe and Scandinavia and the North. And I would be reading the history and the folklore and reading about these cultures of these people. And I would see these pictures of these vast forests and amazing ancient structures and I felt that same feeling. I felt that same peace and pull. Also, to confirm, the moment when I came to Sweden earlier this year and I was flying, I remember looking out the window, and at that time, all we see are clouds, nothing but clouds. And I just remember dropping down, dipping below the clouds. And I saw this huge forest as far as the eye could see. And this blanket of comfort just covered me, and I felt a sense of home. I wasn't even on the land. I didn't even touch down. And I could feel it. Number 2 would be the people and the culture. During these past 3 years of starting The Wolf and the Melody, such beautiful friendships have come out of this. And not just from Sweden, but from many places. But I have found authenticity and depth. I have found people that hate small talk as much as I do. And there's a sense of belonging. Being someone who has kind of struggled with feeling misunderstood a lot in life, that seemed to change when I started that channel. And that's invaluable to me, because that's the focus of the channel. I wanted to connect, and I believe that music connects real people with real people. There's no time for the mask. There's no time for the, fakeness. Be authentic, be real, talk about life. And I found that. Also, I'm going to make a video on Are Swedes Cold? Because I see a lot of videos about that. I feel like that's the number one talked about thing when it comes to the people of Sweden. And a lot of those videos, my experience is nothing like theirs. And so I'm going to give my 2 cents and share what I think. And number 3, lastly, I found my person. Now, I'm not going to share too much about that out of respect for them and just the privacy of the relationship, but I can tell you that I did not expect this happening. When I started talking with my friend about 2 years ago about moving, I was asking them all kinds of questions, and they were, educating me on immigration, finding jobs, cities, the culture, the food, and oh my goodness, the amount of pictures that I got showcasing all the amazing food that you guys eat, during celebrations and festivals, everything. It's been amazing to learn about. And I also wanted to know things of importance. I wanted to know, are there things I need to focus on? Like, when I become an old man, do I need to jump off a cliff to my death like they did in the movie Midsummer? I'm just kidding. But, do I need to eat surströmming? Do I, the important things I needed to know. I was even preparing the people back here in the States of the adventure that was brewing. Then the unexpected happened. I made a video, and in the video, I mentioned that I was coming to Sweden to visit. And I got a comment. And that little comment would be a doorway. Fast forward 6 months, and I take my first trip to Sweden. And let me tell you, I was so scared. I was so nervous. We are all human, and we all carry things in our minds, insecurities, fears, lots of things. And I tried to limit expectation and just go with an open heart. I knew it was going to be a great time, but that first time coming over ended up exceeding more than anything I could imagine. And I posted a video about it. But between the beauty of the country, the kindness of the people, and being able to finally meet my lady after 6 months of getting to know them, it was magic. The day I had to leave, we both voiced, this doesn't feel right. And I remember riding to the train station, and I wanted so bad to say, just stop and turn around. And so why Sweden? Sweden felt like home. I know I would love lots of places, but for someone who isn't familiar with the feeling of home, I knew it when I felt it. These words go hand in hand when it comes to the decision of moving to Sweden. Not only do I want this journey to be recorded for the sake of my own reflection, but also as a grimoire of sorts of my life's journey. And I also want this channel and this journey to inspire you, bring you hope, bring you encouragement, to remind you that just because something is scary or feels difficult, it doesn't mean that it can't be done. I want you to dream your own dreams, and if I can spark a fire within, I will gladly do it.